Hi everyone, and I want to welcome you to another Knitting Pastor Vlogcast. I am Heather, and I am the host of this Vlogcast. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for coming back. For those of you who are checking me out for the first time, thank you for stopping by. If you are checking me out for the first time, I should tell you that this is not a traditional podcast style, or even really a traditional vlogging style, or maybe it is, I don't know. What I do is instead of doing a full podcast, because I don't really have the time to do that, I do shorter clips throughout the week, and then I compile them all together into what I am calling a vlogcast. So this gives you a look at things that I've been knitting on, things that are going on in my life, things that are going on in my ministry, and it's just kind of an inside peek that works really well for me to do it that way. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Heather. I am a United Methodist pastor of two small member rural congregations in mid-Michigan, west of Lansing, so heading over towards Grand Rapids. And I live in a parsonage, which is a home owned by one of my churches, nearby one of them, with my two children, Abby and Philip, and our Rhodesian Ridgeback, Flint. So thank you again for being here and checking me out. It is Monday today, October 7th, and I usually start these on Friday because Friday is my day off, and that just works really well. But if you can't tell by my voice, I have had a bit of a cold, and so I just really haven't been feeling very well. I was all last week kind of out for the count, so it was kind of a tough week. So I didn't start recording on Friday because I just did not feel very well. And it was a pretty full weekend of things as well. And I was just feeling pretty bleh. So I'm starting it on Monday this week. You haven't really missed much. We did have a big event at one of my churches yesterday. And so I will put in a little bit of footage from that. Not that there's anything much to see, but we had a really big event that was really successful. It was a harvest festival. And we were collecting donations for a local elementary school, and it went really well, so that was great. However, I felt terrible by the time everything was done and just kind of ready to collapse, and I still feel like I am dragging, which isn't very good, but I am. And it's another week, and I have school this weekend, so that's another thing. I am going to school for my work. I'm seeking ordination in the United Methodist Church, so I'm attending seminary, seeking a Master's of Divinity degree, and I'm able to do that part-time because I am in full-time ministry and a single parent, so my plate is kind of full. But I need to knit because that keeps me sane through all of this. So one of the things that I do like to do when I start is I like to just kind of give you guys a recap of how my knitting has been going and let you know what that's been looking like. And then I come back to that again at the end of the week and just see how things have progressed. So I do have a finished object this week. It's not the one I hoped to have, but it's still a finished object. I did finish my vanilla socks that I knit with an afterthought heel and on 9-inch circulars. So these are done. I'm pretty pleased with them and how they have turned out. The afterthought heel was not nearly as scary as I thought it was going to be, so that was good. And I think when I have self-striping stocks, I think that's going to be the way that I'm going to go, is with the afterthought heel. There are a few adjustments that I would make. Firstly, I would change the way that I did the decreases so that it does not have quite this big of a seam here. And I think I would also add a couple more rounds of just stockinette before decreasing, just to give it a little bit more depth. But they fit pretty well, really. I don't have an issue with the fit of them, so that is good. The 9-inch circulars, not my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. I think they have their place and their purpose, but they're not probably gonna be my go-to. So these are done. So another pair of socks. I wasn't thinking I had knit that many socks this year, but I looked and I've knit 7 pairs of socks. It's just only 4 have been for me, and I think that's why it hasn't seemed like I have knit that many pairs of socks, because I've been knitting them for other people. So I think that has something to do with it. The other thing that I've been working on and that I've made good progress on, but I did not get done like I had kind of hoped, and that is my Comfort Fade cardigan. So I have both sleeves done now. So both sleeves. And I have to say, I do really like the garter cuff. I like the look of it. I'm not a huge fan of ribbing, so I think that the garter cuff is going to be is a nice cuff. So I'm really liking that a lot, and I'm really looking forward to getting this done so that I can wear it. I am on to the shawl collar now, which is faded as well. You fade back through the shawl collar. And so I'm about halfway done with the shawl collar. I've got the third color that is going to start to fade in now. And the shawl collar is fun. I'm enjoying knitting it. And I did pay very close attention when I was picking up my stitches to make sure that it was going to be even. And so I think it's turning out really well. So that is where I am on this. And I am going to continue to work on it a little bit, but as I'm going to show you in just a moment, there is a reason why I have put that down. I did cast on a new pair of socks this week. This is another bit of Knit Picks Felici. So I'm not really all that far. I've done the cuff and a little bit of the leg. I'll show you the colorway. The colorway is called Punch Bug, and it's kind of like a muted rainbow color. So I think these might be for Abby, is my thought process. And I'm knitting these magic loop because I was working on them at Abby's band concert last week, and I have not had good luck with 9-inch circulars and not being able to see. It did not go very well in the movie theater. So I said I am just gonna magic loop because I am comfortable with it and it goes fast for me. So that's what I'm doing with these. So these are just kind of the on-the-go sort of knitting that'll take a while because I don't knit on them all the time. But the other cast on that I have, and that's why the shawl has been put on hold, is the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, the Starflake shawl. So if you are knitting this and you have not finished section 1, then I'm going to advise you to turn away because I don't want to ruin anything for anybody. And I am going to be showing my progress for that. Hopefully it'll be okay because the video isn't going to come out until the end of the first clue. So hopefully it'll be all right. But I don't want to give anything away for anybody. So if you don't want to see, I advise you to turn away. So I finished section 1, which is not all of clue 1. There's still another section. But I finished that last night. So I'm going to show that right now. So here it is. It is, and this is not connected, but it kind of makes this shape, which is very much intriguing me, as all Stephen West mystery knit-alongs do, because they always start in a way where I'm like, what is this even going to be? So this is the start of it, which I think is really cool. And the yarn is yarn that I dyed myself. There's this kind of mocha color and then a nice red. I was kind of going for something that was going to feel fallish, and I'm really liking it. I'm liking how the colors are playing together. I'm very intrigued by how this is going to go. And so I think maybe this evening I will sit down and figure out what in the world I'm doing for section 2 and how this is all going to end up playing out, because I see a star here and it's called Starflake. So I don't know. Okay, if you have turned away, you can look back now. So that's where I have been at with my knitting. I have quite a bit on my plate this week for schoolwork and then just general churchy stuff. So I'm going to do the best that I can to vlog and keep you updated with all of that. I will be heading off to school on Friday for another weekend class. I have not decided yet how I'm getting there. That's a totally long story that I don't need to go into. But I will be going to class, and I have to get ready for that. So now I have to get on with my day and with my week, and I will check in with you guys later. Bye. So today is Tuesday, October 8th, and I got some Happy Mail today. This is the Halloween at Hogwarts from Molly of a Homespun House. So her colorway for that. And I love this. I think this is beautiful. It really has like it makes me think of like Halloween candy with like the brown for like the chocolate. And then I love the pops of purple in here. I just think it's really beautiful. And then it came with this really sweet little charm from Sucra Miniatures. It's like a little jack-o'-lantern with some sweets in there that actually looks like it's a chocolate frog. And maybe some Birdie Bott's every flavored beans. And that looks like it could be a lemon drop. Here, let me take it out. Look at it. Yeah, so it's super, super cute little charm to go with the Halloween at Hogwarts yarn. I'm really pleased with it. I think that it's beautiful. I really like the purples, like the berry colors that are in there. I'm excited about it. I know I don't sound excited, and that's because I'm still fighting this stupid cold, but I am excited, and I think it's really, really quite beautiful. Good morning. I wanted to check in with you guys again. Today's Wednesday, October 9th, and this is a busy week. Last night, Abby had a meet. Well, it was an inter-squad meet because the team they were supposed to compete against canceled on them, and it was senior night, so they did a big thing for all of the seniors who were swimmers and divers. So Abby did that. She did fairly well. Not as well as the meet before, but she came in second. Which was basically on her team. She came in second. So that was pretty good. And I did some slow motion videos of her diving. So I will put in a few of them before this, and you guys can see how she's looking. And then there was a dinner after that. So we got home kind of late, which meant I took her to school this morning so she didn't have to get on the bus. It gave her about an hour more sleep, which was nice for her. And for me too, really, because I slept an extra hour. I am still fighting this stupid cold. It has been like a week and a half. I've been to the doctor, and it's just not going away, and it's really frustrating. And I have to go to school on Friday, and I'm not looking forward to that because I just really want to rest, and I can't really rest. So today is going to be work. I have to visit someone. The knit group is meeting this afternoon, and I do plan to go and be with the knit group. I didn't go last week because I felt so bad, but I'm gonna go this week, I think, because I would like to do that, and I won't be able to go next week because I have a commitment already. But I did want to show you my progress on the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, the Starflake shawl. I have started section 2. And I'm going to say it is going to be a little hard to see this because it's kind of bunched up. So I started section 2, and I am on that part now. So here we go. I think this is the way it's going to end up going. I'm not 100% sure. So I showed you the kind of the parallelograms, and then this is what is kind of starting to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this like at all. But here's a couple of the parallelograms. So we're kind of going out from that. And then there's like a little eyelet detail on the points of them. So this is kind of the bunched up bit of it right now. There's a lot of stitches now on the needles, so it's taking a little while to go around the edge. So here's where we are at. I have no idea. I don't think I'm gonna finish section 2 before the next clue comes out, because I have to do like this 2 more times. So I don't know that I'm gonna get it done before Friday. We'll see. I'm not really gonna worry too much about it. I would like to. I always have grand notions that I'll be able to keep up with Stephen West's mystery knit-alongs, but I should know better because his shawls are gigantic and I just don't have that much extra knitting time. And in fact, most of this knitting has been done while reading for school and classes. So, which is good because it's mindless and I don't have to think too hard about it, so I can do that. But it just doesn't afford me a lot of time, and there's a lot of time in his shawls. So we'll see what happens with that. But I just wanted to check in, and I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Good morning. It is Friday, October 11th, and the kids are off to school, and I am getting ready to head to the train station to hop on my train because it is another weekend at school this weekend. I don't know if you can tell how readily the microphone is picking this up, but I am still dealing with this stupid cold, and my voice is not completely back to normal yet, and I'm just feeling a little bit like I'm still running on fumes. I didn't get everything done that I wanted to get done before I went to class, so I'm going to be doing some work on the train on the way over. I'm just trying to recover from this cold, and it's taken a lot out of me, and it's been a really busy week, and so I'm feeling a little bit drained, I'm not going to lie. It's raining again in Chicago right now, so I'm really hoping that has let up by the time I get there, because it rained as I was trying to walk through and get to the L and all of that. I don't want to be all wet and rained on. So I'm hoping the weather will get better. I know it's supposed to get cold, so I have to bring like extra layers. I'm still doing it all in one backpack. I have consolidated books, and I'm not bringing all of them this time, so my backpack should not weigh 50 pounds. But yeah, I'm trying to be positive about all of it because I know that it's good to go, and while I'm like kind of not wanting to right now, I know that once I get there it'll be good, and then I won't necessarily want to come back. So yeah, so I'm gonna just put my stuff in the car and head out to the train station. Hi guys, so it's Friday evening now, and I am back to my hotel room from class, and I showed you that I actually have kind of a cool view. I have a view of the city of Chicago from my window. Of course, I have the blinds closed because I don't want people to be able to see into my hotel room, but yeah, so that was kind of cool. I'm not sure how well you will be able to see it in the video, but I tried. So I'm back in my hotel room. I got some dinner. I went to a Mediterranean place and got some chicken shawarma, because that is like one thing that I can't find near me at all. And so I am in a place that has lots of really good food, and so I'm going to eat food that I can't eat back home because I don't get to eat that kind of stuff. And hopefully it doesn't make me sick. That would be the other piece of this. So I'm in my room. I do have a little bit of work that I need to do. I need to finish up a paper for my class that is due tomorrow, but I just ran out of time this week to get stuff done. I have been knitting on my Starflake MKAL, and the second clue came out today, and I am not ready for it, and I apparently stopped in the middle of a row. So here is my Starflake. Excuse me, here's my Starflake. See if I can kind of show you. It's hard to see because it's all bunched up, but those are the parallelograms, and then this is like the stripes that's going on. So I realize that you can see nothing as I'm showing you this. But I do have, so I've got like one more repeat to do of the red and then the brown, and then I'll be ready for clue 2, which I did print out and brought with me in case I got to that point, either in class, because I did whip it out and start knitting in class today, or on the train or something like that. So I brought that with me, and we will see how it goes. I'm gonna say goodbye for now and work on a paper and get some sleep because it's pretty cold and windy, and I'm thinking that a little extra rest could help because I'm still kind of got the cold thing happening. So I will check in with you guys later. So I turned off the lights in my hotel room, and you can see the skyline of Chicago a lot better now that I did that. It's still hard to see because it's like my phone is not the greatest for long distance type shots, but if I can get it to focus in, yeah, you can totally see the skyline of Chicago from my room, and it's really cool. I'll try and get a video and a picture in the morning because you should be able to see the lake, I would think, in the morning. But yeah, it's kind of a cool view. It is Saturday morning, and there is a beautiful sunrise coming up over Lake Michigan and up over the city of Chicago this morning. And it's really kind of nice to see. Hi guys, so it is Sunday, October 13th, and I wanted to just wrap up the vlog for this week. I got back home from Chicago about 11 o'clock last night and emailed off a paper that I needed to send in, and I went to bed because I was tired, and it was a lot for the weekend. And then I did church services this morning, and now I am home for just a couple of minutes before I am off again for something else this afternoon. So I wanted to just real quickly pop on and just wrap things up with this vlog and let you know how the knitting progress has finished up this week. I have only really knit on my Stephen West MKAL, the Starflake MKAL. So I am going to show that. I have completed clue 1 and I have begun clue 2, which just came out on Friday. So if you are not interested in seeing this, then you can probably stop watching now because I'm not going to talk about anything after this, so you won't miss anything if you stop watching now. And I don't want to ruin the surprise for anybody who is knitting it and hasn't gotten to clue 2, or you just don't want that surprise ruined for whatever reason. So I'm going to show that right now. So if you don't want to see it, thank you for watching. If you do, here it comes. So as I mentioned, I did finish clue 1, which was 2 sections. And I'm going to tell you this is a little bit tricky to see because I really probably need to move this to bigger needles. But I don't really want to stop using my Hiya sharps. And by bigger needles, I mean a longer cord. So section 1, which I did show you, was this like star pattern, which is made up of these parallelograms. And then section 2, let me see if I can like kind of spread it out, is this striped bit right here. And then the section 3, clue 2, begins the brioche, because it would not be a Stephen West knit along MKAL if there was not brioche. So yeah, so the brioche is going on right there. I'm not all that far into it. I'm like 5 rows in. So yeah, this is the MKAL so far. It would be a lot easier to see if I had it on better needles, but I do not right now. So I'm liking the colors playing together. I like the way that they're knitting up. This is yarn that I did dye myself, so it's kind of like, I would call this like a mocha brown. It can look gray in certain lights, but it is a brown, like a gray brown. And then a red, which is like a really true fire engine kind of bright red. Maybe a little bit darker because I did try to make it slightly darker. So these I did dye, and that's what I am knitting my Starflake shawl out of. So we will see what this looks like. That's the fun part with Stephen West, is you're never really sure until maybe clue 3 exactly what this is going to look like. And even then, not always clue 3. So that's the fun part of his mystery knit-alongs, is because you just don't really know. And his shawl construction is so interesting. The one modification I did make was on the brioche section. The pattern calls for using the contrast color, which in this case would be the red on the right side, and using the main color on the back side. But I didn't necessarily want red to be so predominant on the shawl, so that's why I went with the brown. So otherwise it would have been a little bit more red than I necessarily wanted it to be. So that's why I went with that as my option. So here it is, and I think it looks really cool, and I'm really curious to see how it's gonna all end up coming together. The one thing I will say, and I really tried to like get all of the dye out of the red, but it is making my fingers turn kind of pink. You can kind of see, like right there. And I soaked it and soaked it and soaked it and soaked it and soaked it, and I couldn't quite get all of it out. It's not that bad though. My fingers are pink because I'm in the brioche section. I'm always like touching and moving the red, so it's making them a little bit more pink than it had been when I was just knitting it for the sections. They didn't get that bad. So yeah, here we go. So that's pretty much been my knitting this week. I haven't really done anything else other than I did work on the vanilla sock that I just always have on the go, which I'm not going to show you because I don't have it over here, and I'm not going to get up and go get it right now. So that's been my week. I am technically on vacation starting on Thursday. That keeps getting moved back. So I will be able to work on the shawl, and I'll be able to rest a little bit. I do still have schoolwork that I'll have to do, but I'll at least be able to step away from some of the church stuff, which will be nice. It's kind of needed. I'm ready for it. So I will not be recording next week, but I will see you in 2 weeks. In the meantime, enjoy the fall, because it is definitely fall now in the upper hemisphere and the northern hemisphere. So it's definitely fall now. Enjoy your fall, enjoy your knitting, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.